This is like the third time I've recorded this video, so it's clearly going well in my rambling thoughts. But we'll see what happens this time. Third time's the charm, right? So I actually want to allude to why I'm why I'm recording this video in the first place. And that goes to a Tom's Hardware article that I ran across. And I'll go ahead and show the screenshot here, and I'll link it in the description down below in case you want to actually read the article. But basically, Tom's Hardware currently has access to Google Bard, Google's AI, which is going to compete against ChatGPT, as well as Microsoft's Bing AI and all that. But basically, Google Bard is out here plagiarizing. It's referencing information without giving citation to that information. And when called on the plagiarism, it did admit, yeah, it is plagiarism, and Google Bard promises to do better in the future. So we'll see how that goes. But it brings up a lot of questions with AI. And the one that I want to talk about and try to focus on this time is where I see opportunity for content creators, because there's going to be a right way to use AI, a successful way to use AI, and there's going to be a very unsuccessful way that I think we're already seeing quite a bit of. Maybe not quite in the tech space yet, but I want to come back to that idea here in a bit too. But let's start with generally where content creators I think can be successful. First off, the unsuccessful way is really simple. Going to your AI of choice. Right now, ChatGPT is the one that's available for most people, but eventually Bard is probably going to be available to pretty much anyone. And telling the AI to just write a video script. And with very little editing, recording a video that's just reading the script. And I think that is unlikely to be successful in a lot of areas. I'm not gonna say that there's no place where that will be successful, because there are some niche things that I think could work with that and do okay for their niche. Things that are largely informational, for instance, that are sort of aggregating past information, that might be useful for. But for the most part, I think anyone that's trying to create engaging content on YouTube, having it create a script is probably not going to be overly successful. Now, it might be able to take a script and create a decent YouTube description that can be edited a little bit. That might be fair. Or feeding it a script and possibly getting video tags for it, that might be successful in the future. That'll be interesting to possibly even run some tests on that to see if that's a thing that could be successful. But I think the successful way of using AI for content creators in the immediate future is using it sparingly and tactfully. And what I mean by that, instead of having it write a script, have it evaluate a script. Like, paste in the script. Have it evaluate for things like, do topics make sense in the order they're put in? If you're someone that struggles with wordings of things, have it check for possible better ways of wording things. Possibly even have it check for factual errors. Now, do that with caution, because currently the AI struggles with its own factual information. But as one of the many checks that you should run, that wouldn't be the worst idea to say, hey, here's the script, are there any factual errors? And then, of course, if it feeds you a factual error back, you can check that on your own. But currently, the key to being successful with AI, I think, is using it not for original idea creation, but using it for idea iteration and evaluation. I was at a work meeting somewhat recently where we were, as a group, talking about AI, and the comment was made something to the effect of, it can create new things. And somebody pointed out that it can create new things, but not necessarily truly original things. And it's important to remember that AI is just trained on resources that are already out there. At least that's the current version of AI that we have. It's not really great at generating completely brand new things. However, it may give you an idea that you yourself never had. In that regard, I think it's actually fair to say that possibly AI could be used for providing you lists of content ideas. You know, if you're somebody that does videos about technology and computers on YouTube, maybe you give it a list of things that you've done recently and ask it for, hey, what are some new ideas that I have not done recently that I might be able to work with? And it could give you a list of possible video ideas. And again, the successful will take that list and evaluate and figure out what they can do there. And the unsuccessful will take one of those video ideas and say, make me a script for this video idea. So if you're a content creator out there that's looking to use AI, the text generation AI, I think that's currently the game plan and formula for using it successfully. Use it as a tool in the toolbox, not as the only thing in the toolbox though. Okay, now for image generation, similar idea, right? Like if you're a content creator, using it to create a custom image that fits your content, super great idea. In fact, I purposely have been using it somewhat recently. You probably noticed in some of my videos, I've used it somewhat recently for thumbnail generation, but I don't just stop with whatever the AI throws out there. Like I'll take the image and then edit the image more myself. And we could get into all the morality of image training, artists that don't want their content used for training. That's its own discussion. And that's kind of an ongoing discussion. There seems to be quite a bit of gray area in that and very little consistency with a consensus developing. So that's not something I'm really wanting to go in today. Now, in relation to the tech space, the last thing I want to say on the whole topic is in relation to the tech space, I think the Tom's Hardware article is actually, while comical in this instance, it may be an issue in the future. And what I mean by that is there are a ton of YouTubers out there in the tech space that do their own testing. There are a ton more that pull testing from other tech reviewers and YouTubers and cite those sources, like Linus tested ... and here's what they came up with. Gamers Nexus tested ... here's what they came up with. And then there's linking back to the original. My concern is that there will be some lazier YouTubers out there that ask Bard for, is this CPU better than that one? And Bard could spit out, hey, this CPU is this and this % faster. And Bard might not cite its source, making it impossible for a YouTuber to cite their source. And because the YouTuber is not doing, maybe in this case, their own research, you got to understand that Google is not the originator of the information there. They're getting it from somewhere. So there's going to have to be a concerted effort by content creators, especially in spaces like tech where testing is important. Photography could be another one, for instance, that comes to mind that's somewhat related. There's going to have to be a consistent effort by the content creators themselves to make sure sources are being referenced and cited and linked to so that those sources can at least get their due traffic out of it. Because we all know that the way that content creators make money is by people either reading or viewing their content. So this was a rambling video. This one actually went much better than the other ones. Those are kind of my thoughts right now on AI. Successful uses of AI versus unsuccessful uses of AI. I'm very curious to know everyone's thoughts on this because, 8 months ago, 9 months ago, AI, as far as the public space, there wasn't a whole lot going on. And today it's huge. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this goes from here. I would love to hear all of your thoughts in those comments down below. If you like the video, give it a like. I'm doing a lot of these kind of rambling, random tech-ish topics lately. So if you want to see more kind of just off-the-cuff videos like this, let me know down below. Otherwise, give me your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter. And yeah, I'll see all of you in the next video.